All right. All right. So let's move on. I want to talk about the fun world of sports broadcasting uh, negotiations. The things that get us all up in the morning. We're only here. We only watch the games because we want to see uh, how the sausage gets made, so to speak. So to share for our lovely viewers at home what I'm talking about. Um, so MLB announced uh, yesterday that there's going to be a new short-term stopgap TV/ streaming deal to basically take the place of the one that ESPN backed out of earlier this year. The highlights of it are that NBC is now going to come in and run Sunday Night Baseball in the first round of the playoffs, among other things, which I'll get into in a second. Netflix is going to have an exclusive opening night primetime game. They're going to have the Field of Dreams game, and they're going to have the Home Run Derby during the All Star break, not necessarily that the other stuff, the Futures game or the All Star game and everything that comes around it. The ESPN will control select in market games such as the Twins, the Mariners, the Padres, some others. And essentially, it's going to become uh, a delivery service for MLB TV, where you'll be able to watch MLB TV within the ESPN app. In addition to that, all of that is its own thing. Great for that. The other thing is the specifics of the NBC deal. The NBC deal gives me a total headache. Um, if I can try to get into the NBC, I have to have it up because there's no way I can remember all this stuff. All right. So, NBC and Peacock are going to have Sunday Night Baseball exclusively. So they're taking that over from ESPN. They're going to have the entire wild card round, and then they're going to have the opening night game that I mentioned. In addition to that, they're going to have this new thing where they are going to have supposedly all of the final day of the season. So the entire final day of the season, it does not say what. However, in the article that I'm reading, it doesn't say whether that's NBC or Peacock. What it does say is that July 5th, there's going to be what is this going to be called? Something like Roadblock or something like that. Roadblock. All 15 MLB games that day are going to be exclusively on Peacock. Starting with the MLB Sunday leadoff, which is a Sunday morning game on NBC, ending with a Sunday night game on NBC. But if you have any of the afternoon games between that on Sunday, July 5th, July 4th weekend, that's going to be on Peacock. So it sounds like if you don't have Peacock, you can't watch baseball that day. There's a whole bunch of other stuff. So it's the final day of the season is game 2,430. The highest stakes contests on the final day of the regular season. Peacock will have a Sunday afternoon whip around red zone style coverage
Red zone
of
nice.
all the games. With all that, download it into your minds. How do you guys feel about your baseball in 2026?
This shit absolutely sucks. It sucks. It cannot be over because it's just to make billionaires richer. What in the absolute it's just this is not how baseball is meant to be consumed, and that's my biggest issue with it is and I know I'm probably holding on to an era that is dying faster and faster every day, which is the RSN network. But the whole point of baseball, in my mind, the way that you consume baseball is that you do it with the same people in the same place for an entire goddamn summer. And if you make it through, then You like that's the whole point. Like the journey is the reward. Like it's it's if I go to a cookout in July, they say what channel is the Red Sox game on? It's easy to find the Red Sox. Now it's going to be whatever. And like I think it's unfair. It's unfortunate for maybe big markets don't care, but it's unfortunate for like well-run RSNs in big markets to take this away from them because the rest of the league is a goddamn disgrace when it comes to media. Like I don't want to necessarily go to bat for like Nesson, but like the idea that like you're gonna lose a clincher or something like the highest stakes, like it's just I don't know. A lot of it just rubs me the wrong. It just doesn't feel like the NBAification of MLB media is just not good for how I think baseball is best consumed, and that's the thing that alarms me the most with this.
It's confusing. Is my takeaway from what you just said. I mean, I was trying to write down, okay, this is there, this is there, this is there, and I lost track of what I was doing. And I think that that's like to have. I actually think the best thing of all of it would be like the final day of the season thing. Like if it's just everything in one spot, I think that's I don't know, like that's kind of interesting. Um, but it also like you're gonna miss a ton. So that's also gonna impact, the product of it and everything like that. But yeah, I would just say, I mean, it's another thing that kind of sucks, and another thing that in the media world is, going in the wrong direction.
Like how much money am I gonna have to pay to watch baseball too?
Yeah.
This
And so is it on NBC or Peacock or Andor?
Sunday night baseball is on NBC and Peacock.
Okay.
except
So you
for the
can
spring.
The
Like they go from like they do one game in April, then they take all of May off because NBC also has the NBA playoffs, so you have
yeah,
to watch that on Peacock, and it's just like stuff like that is
hmm,
and they have uh,
a
opening
thing.
day and Labor Day are Peacock exclusives. Wild
opening
card
day and
round.
Labor Day.
Well, it looks like those are like opening day night and Labor Day night.
Okay.
So like I think still like
Which
the
like
day games are fine. They'll be on
is that a
whatever.
thing in baseball? Do you care
No,
about like
not at
you
all.
know what I mean? Like these standalone one off like just watch some baseball, man. I don't
Yeah,
care about the like
yeah. I think
Labor Day is a Monday in the baseball season. That's all you
yeah.
know.
I think one interesting thing about it is that it combined from what's been reported, this is looks like it's around 250 to 300 million, which I think the deal that MLB backed out of was more than 500 million. So for all
Well,
this wheeling and dealing, MLB is still only at 50%. Um, and I think that is kind of the interesting irony about this is like it's not just them MLB trying to, you know, it's not just greed. In a way, it's just like survival. Like they're trying to scratch and
Yeah.
claw for every single dollar they can get because the pie is getting smaller. It's literally half, and so they need to add these sorts of things. Um, but I just it it's diminishing returns. Like it's 100% diminishing returns. Where if uh, you know Fourth of July weekend is a big weekend to just like just have a baseball game on. And if you turn it on July 5th and you can't watch it because it's a Peacock exclusive, well, not only are you watching that, like that's a drip in it maybe not being part of someone's summer circadian rhythm. And 3 years from now when this deal is up, all of a sudden summertime baseball is not something people are going to go out and pay their money for. And then by that time, the NBC deal is going to be over. Who knows what that'll look like? So, um, I I do think it is interesting, and I can get into this a little bit when we talk in about YouTube TV and ESPN, where ESPN and Disney are almost becoming like cable companies. Like, have you noticed that? Like Disney Plus is like a delivery for Hulu, and like ESPN, at the ESPN app is going to become just a delivery for MLB TV. and it's kind of interesting. Like it's the beauty of it. Like they don't have to produce this content. They can just be the people that take a cut of the money to bring you this other product. So they're already doing it obviously with NHL. So
Doing
I
it with
do think,
WWE too. That was a big thing.
are they?
Like,
Yeah.
recently.
So
Yeah.
I do think it's kind of this interesting thing. It was like, hey, like we can't make like we're not making our content any better. Our content blows, but we'll just have somebody else's content, and we'll just be the people that hooks up the pipe and puts the water into your house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like the idea of like the rhythm and everything, I think is important too, and like just viewing habits. Because you just kind of wandered into the WWE thing. Is like I think that's been a fascinating media journey where they they launched their network back in like 2013, 2014, and it was this revolutionary thing where it's like they did an OTT network for $20 a month. um it was cool, or $10 a month, I think it was. It was super cool. I like you just mindlessly pay that, as opposed to paying like $50 for every pay-per-view. You pay $9, $10 a month, you get every pay-per-view, you get like access to a library, etc., etc. But like over the years that's kind of like changed. They put it was on Peacock for a while, then it went to part of it's to Netflix, and now it's all into this new ESPN Unlimited or whatever. And like we watched it. I haven't signed up for this yet because it's just $30 per month or whatever, and I just don't want that. I also have Xfinity, so like there's an issue there with like Comcast isn't part of their deal yet with ES. It's just, and now it's just like that once a Saturday night per month, or once a month Saturday night thing that has become so just comfortable for us, or even if we weren't actually watching it, it would be like, okay, we know that there's a PLE tonight, let's just put it on and zone out. Like that's gone, and I have already felt myself kind of drifting away even more and more from that. So like that's the type of thing that you run the risk of here. And I think when you're talking about baseball, to your point, Ben, like I think that's even more pronounced because there are so many people, and let's not overlook the fact that baseball's audience is old anyway. So like you're kicking a hornet's nest here of boomers who are not going to want to have to look for Peacock or Hulu or ESPN or wherever else it's going to be. So I don't know, but like my overall point was going to be for like ESPN or for WWE, it's like, well, we just got $200 million up front, so like if Mike and his family don't want to watch it, we're okay with that because the money is we just cash the check and we're good. And I think that's the same thing that baseball is doing here. And like I just think, I think a lot of sports and the world's problems are like short-sighted money grabs that don't necessarily set the future up very well. So it's a bummer. I don't know.